Hello there, Internet. Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Hermit Gamers continuing solo hardcore playthrough of Nightcrawler. We are playing through the classic game X-Men Legends 2. It is abandonware. You can probably run it on your phone. You can download it in 30 seconds, completely free. It is a banger. I 100% recommend it. Not the most stable game on Windows 11, but it also doesn't really matter. If it crashes, it crashes. Game has saves and it reloads in 12 seconds. So who cares if it crashes? Anyway, let's get in there. Let's continue. Tonight, I might be doing an extra long stream. And we will actually completely finish up this act rather than split it into two nights. But we'll see. Let's see.
Let the games begin.
Yes. Here we are. Probably should have loaded this game first, but it's fine. Now, if I remember correctly, we are more or less set on everything, and we just need to go straight to the Infinite Factory. The Infinite Factory, mainly dangerous because of the robots and some of the ranged enemies. The only thing that should really be bursting you down there are the robots. And the boss of the Infinite Factory, pretty dangerous. Somewhat similar to the Mikhail boss fight.
Be sure to use that recall transmitter beside you if you want me to pick you up.
Just a random SMS from someone. But yes, Infinite Factory, it's a relatively dangerous area. It's not as dangerous as the core because you don't have the threat of ledging. That's not to say that you can't go off the map in this area. You absolutely can, but it will mainly be due to player error. There are very few enemies that will actively be capable of ledging you. Oh, the main issue in the Infinite Factory is just... Okay. Okay. I'm doing the combo. I just physically cannot actually have the combo done before he just moves nicely out of the way, and we don't recorrect on our auto targeting. So he's apparently just invincible. Nope. He may actually just be invincible. Either that, or I just have to try to face tank and just get lucky on the dodges. This is the thing with this game, is absolute nonsense like that can occur, where it's like, oh, okay, here's this enemy that just because of some random interaction of his abilities and the fact that there's nothing else to pull aggro away from you while you attempt to do the combo, the length of the combo, the way he moves, the way the auto-targeting moves, you literally need 30 seconds to just get lucky and kill him. And what happens if that guy's in a mob of other dangerous enemies, he just exists and takes space and can CC, which is extremely dangerous. That's where it's like, okay, well now I have to just ult everything else so I can just focus on that guy. And yeah, this is the sort of area where you can take a lot of damage in the Infinite Factory, as you can see. Luckily, one of the strengths of Divine Blades is that you won't really be CC'd out of it. Once you start that animation, you don't have to worry about getting knocked down or beaten around too much. So, the danger of CC is that they stop you putting effective damage on them while they damage you, and we kind of negate that. It's very handy. So let's grab these codes. But yeah, so the main danger of this area, as I say, is the high CC, relatively high damage melee enemies. There's a lot of frustrating immunities. Nothing that's a problem for Nightcrawler on this difficulty, but if you're playing through with Gene or something, the robots can be super dangerous because they tend to be immune, or at least heavily quite nasty, but luckily cut through them fairly neatly. That's a good item. I don't know that I'll be able to use it. Anyway, I'm going to go back up this way because I don't, like... Here's the thing. If I've explored an area, then I want to know I don't have to go back there. You know what I mean? It's just like... To me, that's basic mapping. That helps me stay oriented, know where I've been, know where I haven't been, you know. So if I look up here and I don't see that, you know, there's any red at the end, if I see that I've kind of been all the way up towards that door, I hadn't been all the way up, but I might not even be able to see that far on the map if I'm just looking at minimap, then I'm going to be inclined to look at that and think, oh, okay, I've been up there, we've done that. Let's, oh, they're out of range. Damn it, okay. That's okay. As you can see, the teleport attack still, like, the wombo combo of, like, just teleport attack into a group and then just smash them with Divine Blades, you know, totally viable. You still maintain really nice mobility. You can, you know, you don't have to worry about being kited. Being kited is one of the most frustrating things for a melee character. I'm trying to remember how I actually get in there. It was... There is a way, I believe, but...
Enjoy your sleep.
I've evidently done things a little bit out of order here. I'm gonna have to pull a lever or flip a switch or something to get in there, I'm sure. I don't think I've... Oh, that's... Really?
No. Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
I'm bad at using Monster Chaos. No question about it. I've got to teleport in before using it. That's my problem. I'm just being like really scared. You know, if it's not an enhanced damage mob or something, I've got to be more aggressive. Because, especially if I want to do 2 acts in one video, I don't want to be here for like 3 hours. I'm going to have to, not speed run, because, you know, this game isn't like Diablo 2 where you can sort of just run through the content and then go min-max your leveling somewhere else. You know, a little bit more patient that time, and we are rewarded with a decent ult. I have to remember to come back here because of that doorway. Like, I can't just take the teleport pad.
I wish I hadn't had to do that.
Let's give you extreme tokens. Auto targeting, please. Let me hit the barrel. Alright, thanks. This is very dangerous because
Now I can defeat any evil on earth.
you don't want that guy to live and potentially enhance damage to these guys. The knockdown, super dangerous. But we definitely want to kill them to get the EXP. And this area can actually be quite rough if you don't have melee damage. Like if you're playing something like a melee Storm or a melee Gene or something, you don't have an effective ability for just like breaking environmentals, because it takes a long time to kill that and enemies will spawn in continuously. Not too bad, not too dangerous. The area that's really dangerous for characters like that is the boss fight of this arena, because the actual bosses themselves are holograms that get spawned from these like, you know, holo generators. And I have to remember to go back there the way I came to check, make sure I... Oh, okay. So I thought this door was bugged or something, and it was literally just me not pressing that button. I am a little
Sorry, mind points.
Honestly, I don't know if that's even worth the hike, but came here, we got it. And we're actually getting some really decent items, but I don't know how many of them I can actually use. Let's take a quick look. So amazing is plus 15. That's flat physical damage. That's very good. I see. That could be better. And this one is... Alright, let's see how that goes. We'll quickly do these stats. Keep the focus high. And... yeah, I probably just keep working on Divine Blades for now. This is a leveling build, by the way, so... our primary build is going to be Teleport Frenzy. The problem is, and I only just remembered this, I'm going the wrong way. I only just remembered this, is that if I were to spec into Teleport Frenzy, like the moment it becomes available, it doesn't start off very good. It starts off with like 2 hits. I think it's probably still usable. I don't know, we'll see. Might be worth going just a smidge higher level, just to at least have like a 3rd skill, like be able to sink 3 skill points into it. But then it's like the game will basically be over before I'm even on a teleport build, and then I kind of have no choice but to keep playing this one through like a second hard playthrough, which could be fun because a hard playthrough actually can get pretty spicy for Kurt. So the thing is, Kurt does have damage mitigation. He has his dodge ability. And he also has his ultimate that makes him invisible, not invincible, but invisible. But it's kind of like being invincible, because it basically means you don't have to worry about being burst at range or chased around, and you know, it just kind of turns aggro off. And everyone, you know how powerful that is in any kind of game like this. If your goal is to not die, if your goal is to play your life. If you have a button like that you can press, well, you shouldn't be dying.
I wish I hadn't had to do that. Need help getting up? Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Anyway, let me just clear out this little interior area. And this is the kind of area where Teleport Frenzy is so nice to have. Even just spamming Teleport Attack, to be honest. The only problem is, for us, Teleport Attack doesn't do the most damage. Because we're not actually, like, built into it. I mean, it's not bad. If it one-shotted, I probably would be pretty comfortable spamming it. Maybe that's honestly how I should have gone with my leveling build, was to use Teleport Attack. It would have made the early game probably not even more dangerous, because honestly, like, when that's your engagement, when you can teleport back out, you know, you should be pretty safe, but... I do like that we have those that little bit of radiation tick that just allows us to, like, tap them and then continue on, so we effectively do one-shot them. And that's a really good, like, I think in an earlier stream I was actually talking about how radiation can be one of the better damage types for helping you hit one-shots, and I am not strong enough to do that. I'm not sure how that's going to impact doing the rest of this area, but we'll continue. What's going on?
I wish I hadn't had to do that.
And I normally don't bother with those guys. It is free XP, but it's also a bit of a time sink if you do them all. So that one kind of accidental. Should have broken that barrel too. Let's check down here and make sure I'm not missing anything important. I would be focusing on looting more, but we actually have, like, our extremes are fully maxed out, so there isn't a lot of reason to be looting. Out of here. On your Robobike.
You can purge the DNA, or you'll have to fix.
And I'll probably need to grab someone with my to sort this out.
9.
Good thing too, because release me. We need to link portal back to Silk here anyway, so it all works out nicely. I actually ordered my new PC today. Pretty hyped about that. Could take a month though, you know. gotta build it, they gotta get the parts, mail it out. But it will definitely like open up my library in terms of what I can play.
Hi, man. What can I get you?
You know, one of the issues that I have is it's gonna cost like everything, but it's still good. So I all resistances is really nice. It's probably worth holding on to, but it is level 30. But by level 30, we'll just have something better, almost 100%. Don't worry about that then. I'm gonna hold on to one of these visionaries just in case we do find good gear in this. You know, the damage spread changes basically. Then we might have a reason to go, you know, chuck that on, and that's good. But no, it's not. I was gonna say that's good, but there's some reason why it's not good. It's just not good. I thought it was a different stat. I thought it was plus damage rather than damage reduction. And damage reduction in this game, like the flat number damage reduction, is not bad at all. Like if you have 3 pieces of gear that give you like, you know, max roll and damage reduction, you take a lot less damage, but also you do a lot less damage. So you take a lot less damage while you take a lot more damage while you're killing things. And I forgot to get Sonic Might because I'm just really smart like that. There's nothing I can do about this with Nightcrawler's skill set, and the portal is down. So what I'm going to have to do, I was going to say is teleport back, but I can't teleport back until I've done the objective. So I kind of just have to like troll around a little bit, I guess. Wait out the timer. I don't think we can break this with the abilities we have. So either we need telekinesis, I think, to rearrange that, or we need some sort of energy ability to zap this thing, or we need... Oh wait, no. Okay, alright, I can just break them. Alright, that's fine. Good. Very, very lucky. It's good sometimes to get a little bit stuck and just like try things, because I wouldn't normally try that. I would actually just grab someone with mine. Even though I have played this game a lot, you know, the fact is it's a long time ago. And, you know, I've gotten back into it, and I've kind of been rediscovering some things as I go. You know, I thought I knew everything about this game. And I think in terms of builds, I don't think there's a better person on YouTube, at least. If you want to have the most min-maxy build in this game, I promise you I know what it is. Like, if you want to know how to build a character to be the most optimal, I promise you I know what it is. Because I've seen other people who do content for this game. You know, they're not doing like solo runs. They're not doing challenge runs. So, you know, and I can tell based on what they say about the characters that like I know for a fact that this character can like easily clear the game, you know, comfortably clear the game and feel strong doing it as a solo hardcore and never die doing it. And feel strong and clear it in a timely way, you know. And yet that character who is that strong, they will say that character is weak when the character is being played with 4 people. Like the amount of videos and guides and stuff for this game that will say that like Colossus is bad, and it's just like if you play Colossus with 4 people, like he literally nukes screens. Like I mean, he actually just legitimately nukes screens, and like he can pretty much one-shot a lot of bosses. He can't do that on his own. On his own, he's just decent. On his own, his main advantage is just he does enough damage. He's invincible while he does it. And he has like good movement, good crowd control, you know, just nice quality of life for a melee character. You know, he doesn't get like stuck in corners and body blocked in by enemies and all that frustrating stuff that can happen when you have to like physically go in and mix it up.
power is growing strength.
And yeah, we'll just use that to like close the gap there. Yeah. Grab ourselves these. Okay, no sense trying to go that way. You can get down that hallway with certain characters without getting messed up, but there's not much point doing it. But yeah, as I say, so like Colossus is very strong, and if you put him with 4 people, it's just like give him a melee buff from like Iceman or Pyro or Jean or Gambit or Bishop. There's so many of them in the game. You know, throw Secretion on from like Toad or something, and then just like literally hit Demolition. No, hit Unbreakable and then hit Demolition. Like you actually one-shot pretty much everything. This is very dangerous. We just want to insta smash. Get him out of here. Oh, that was super dangerous. Alright. Again, big groups of robots. We want to play safe around them. This guy's being derpy. He refuses to land. That's okay. When he's on his own, he's not much of a threat. We just wait for him to land and kill him. And life is good.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Ooh, super scary. Okay, let's just get out of here. But see, that's where something like, even the level 1 teleport frenzy just negates the danger that those 2 guys represent. Just because you keep both stun locked while you kill them. And as you can see, even basic teleport attack, extremely handy for dealing with enemies who like to kite you. Rare, very nice. Always love to see a rare drop. This makes me happy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to set up when my new PC gets here. I'm gonna try to set up like a serious streaming schedule. And I know, you know, people say don't variety stream, but like, look, I'm not doing this, you know, like, I'm not trying to make some like roadmap to like, to being a, you know, a quote-unquote content creator in the sense of like someone who only has to do that for a living. It's fine. I would love to build like a little bit of a group of like people who just come in and watch and chill and play some. And it's like if someone only wants to come watch for one game, that's fine. And we're gonna drop another ult. This is just really dangerous. All these auras, all this stuff spread out. We've got the ults to use. You know, if it's that spicy, if I have to go farm others, I can. Always better to use your resources than to die. Obviously, but it's amazing how often people just die without using their resources. Whatever they are, it doesn't matter what game it is. Like, just press all your buttons before you die. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, just.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Oh, they're so tanky. Okay, Divine Blades, gotta... I was gonna say maybe Bleeds, stack Bleeds to just negate their healing over time. But the Divine Blades just burst through pretty good. But usually the enemies that have health regen, they're balanced very well in this game, where like the health regen is actually very fast, but they actually have less health than a normal enemy. So they're vulnerable to burst, but very resistant to low damage. And we're actually just teleporting back here, aren't we? Yeah, just wanted to make sure. Oh, we got a button to press or something. Lucky we have teleport. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm thinking about doing some kind of stream schedule where, You know, we have some X-Men Legends content, and it's like, because here's the thing, right? If I were to do X-Men Legends every day of the week, even 1 hour, I literally run out of content for this game in like 2 months. That's it. Like I will do solo hardcore challenges with every character. We're pushing through the roster even now. I can go do hard start solo hardcore, challenges. I can do gearless hard start solo hardcore challenges. I can do off meta build hardcore challenges. There's only so much.
You did a fine job of disabling the. Anytime.
And then, if you start adding in too many challenges, the game actually becomes impossible because, unlike Diablo 2, you can't grind levels, you can't force grind gear, at least not in a sane way. Like, you kind of can, but, you will literally be doing it for days. Like, if I were to stream and I were to have a build that was so suboptimal that, I just had to force farm Grizzly boxes in Grizzly Boss Arena until I had the add damage gear that's going to help me get through the game. It won't happen. I'll literally spend 2 weeks streaming the gear farm. And the gear farm will literally just be me breaking boxes, reloading maps, breaking boxes. And it would be 10 boxes per 1 minute of messing around with maps. It's not a tenable strategy. The other thing is, you will die before you even get to Grizzly, because the most dangerous area in the game for a bad build is literally the tunnels leading to Grizzly. There's nowhere to power loot farm prior to that. There's nothing you can do. You don't have enough waypoints to even reload the maps. The only thing you could do, and I'm not even sure if this counts as an unfair exploit, is actually reload another save. So I load maybe this game, load a bunch of maps in this game, and then go back to my new game. Now that's technically not cheating, but it's that's not terrible, but we'll hold on to it. I'm not in any rush. That's incredible. Life is good. As I say, so if I were to only do, if I were to do X-Men Legends content, I don't know, 2 days a week or 1 day a week, that I won't, I never finish the content. I'll die before we run out of content. And now we have actually unlocked Teleport Frenzy. But as you can see, it only starts with a somewhat meager 2 attacks. So we may have to just slum it on the leveling build until I have another level or 2. Alternatively, I buy the redistribute and we just eat the fact that we're kind of going to suck with our main damage ability. I will at least have those points in teleport mastery. But I think I'm definitely going to need at least one more level in it. The next one is at level 31. That's a little while away, but we are going to be using Teleport Frenzy either way. So we'll see. Oh, I do actually need to go talk to Angel, I think. Get my props for finishing the call.
Hey, good job at the. Well, that ought to. Oh.
I don't actually see if my EXP bar went up. But yeah, so, I was thinking about doing maybe, I can do this game, obviously. I could do some Diablo 2. Do some Warframe. And maybe some Rivals. The question is whether or not just making sure I know which button this is. And as you can see, because it teleports you back to your start location, it's a very safe ability, especially if you have your invisibility up. Because it stuns. You're moving the whole time, so you're not likely to get counter smacked by something. It's just a really good ability. Really, really nice. But as you can see, until it has more hits, it's just not particularly optimal against the... not really worth it. Yeah, not really optimal against the bigger mobs. But really nice for killing isolated enemies. Is there a reason to go back the other way before coming here? I completely forget. I always get a little bit lost in this area. Check it out.
You should have run away.
Shouldn't there be a homing beacon or something? No, it's not that stack. It's not that stack of boxes. Okay, yeah, literally just the next room.
Enjoy your
Can we TP up there? No? Alright. He's jumping. Weeple. I don't even know if we're going to get all the homing beacons in this map, in this act, because I was too scared to make the jump for the one in the core. But you know, if you play hardcore, you know what I mean? Like, you don't take those risks.
Now I can defeat any evil on earth.
Not just for like one, like the portals are good, there's good EXP in them, a very good chance of getting decent loot drops. It's, if you can get them, you want to get them. But you don't want to take risks for them. Try to parkour over ledges where you can insta-die when you're playing hardcore. It's insanity, like, because it's one of those things, like, if you weren't playing hardcore but you were just playing solo, like, do it and learn how to get good at it, because you've got to save. If you die, who cares, right? But I never played the game like that, so, you know. I ain't about that life. But that's one of the biggest problems I have in a lot of games, is like, I'm risk averse in the way that I game, and a lot of games, you know, want you to take risks, to have success. So when I play, it's particularly like a PvP game, if I play something like Marvel Rivals or something, I'm always going to be much better on like a support character, where I'm trying to stop our team from losing more so than actively trying to win the game. Not that I don't try to win the game. Like, if I play support, I tend to be pretty aggressive and try to do damage, at least if, like, it's like, if the enemy don't punish you, then yeah, you be aggressive and you can kind of be a bit of a bully, because you usually have a lot of sustain and stuff. But, like, eventually you get to ranks where, like, you know, DPS hit shots and they're dangerous, and tanks walk on you if you're out of position, and they're dangerous, they kill you really quick. So you just kind of playing your life and trying to, but also in those ranks, like, your teammates are usually competent, and if you ult for them and heal them, and you look at everyone and are consistent, and it's like, you know, there's a world where, like, I don't know, there's like a Moon Knight on high ground, and you pull him down as Invis, and he's like, now he's literally in tank position, like he's in front of the enemy tank, and standing in front of your entire team, and like, there's ranks where he just doesn't die unless you kill him. He literally just gets to, like, you know, jump away and like, and just like glide away while everyone on your team just kind of looks at him and maybe whiffs a few shots if they bother to shoot at all. Otherwise, they're just staring at the tank, shooting the tank. Like, that's a reality. But like, you know, in a higher rank lobby, like that's a good pull. That secures a kill, 100%. But also in a higher rank lobby, people don't stand around on high ground like that, waiting to be pulled down. But you know, sometimes they do. Sometimes people do dumb stuff, and that's the whole point, is to punish them for the dumb. And it's much easier when you can punish them by hitting some easy cooldown, and then your team takes over, than to actually have to kill them yourself. But yeah, that's why I tend to struggle in games like that. But it's one of those. It's just one of those things. It's like it'll be fun to try to play like that. It'll be really.
Forgive me.
Okay, I actually feel confident in saying that that was not my fault, and that I should not have died there. Like, am I wrong? I have to play the Infinite Factory all the way over because I don't save. But I literally just flew off the map. Like, I just pressed an ability to break some barrels and just flew off the map, which shouldn't be possible. Alright, hold on. I'm going to do something that I would not do under normal circumstances, but I want to see if I can actually like look at my own stream and just review that and see, because if I'm coping and it was very obvious where how I messed up, then that's fine. It's game over. But I'm pretty certain that what I was looking at, yeah. Anyway, well, that kind of, regardless of how that pans out, that kind of scraps my plans of doing the Infinite Factory and the Madrai Temple both at once. Hold on, let me just turn the volume down here and see what happened. Okay, so we come into central processing. There isn't even a pit there. Like, there's a solid wall. I teleport through a solid wall somehow and, like, fall through a solid floor. So, okay. You know, the funny thing is, if I wasn't streaming, I would just eat that and say, okay, my bad, I guess I missed the ledge. But when I can actually go back and review it, you know what? I'm not throwing away, like, 7 hours gameplay because the game did that. Hold on. So yeah, I guess we just load and we go back and we start the Infinite Factory again. Still sucks that gear drops and everything else are lost, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, I've never had cause to do that before playing the game, even though, you know, the death with Juggernaut was kind of derpy, but the fact of the matter is, you know for a fact there are open pits on that map, so if you fall into the open pits because of the way you use a mobility skill, even if it is due to like a bug that kind of launches you over the rail, you still kind of have to eat it. But I mean, I literally fell through the floor. I just reviewed it. I was literally just watching the stream. So yeah, I don't know. I feel really bad about that. I just lost an hour's gameplay for nothing.
Oh.
I really want to just go back to that area and physically look around there and actually see what the heck happened. Because it's one thing to actually review it, and it's another thing to like spin your camera around and move it and so on. But anyway, we're going to go back into the Infinite Factory. That sucks, but it is what it is. Hopefully, I can at least
Watch yourselves.
you know, clear this area and do it at in a relatively good pace now.
Also.
Man, it's so painful to like just do content and have to come right. This is one of the reasons why I do hardcore runs. It's like I don't like, you know what I mean? I'm very happy to just like not play the same content over and over again, unless there's a reason to. Like it's Warframe, it's Diablo, it's like you're looting. But in a game like this, if I fail a level, the last thing I want to do is go look at that level again. Like, there's something about like you kind of like. It's like it's good to have a break and like think about, why you messed up and so on. But yeah, in that instance, bro, I don't need a break. I freaking, I somehow slid through the floor and insta-died. And as I say, the crazy thing is, if I had just been playing the game on my own, didn't have a recording I could go back through, I literally would have just gone, oh wow, I didn't know you could go through the floor there. I have to assume that there's a pit. Because I only see it for a blink on my screen. I'm not 100% certain of what's there.
Wait, I'm on oui. I came here très bon.
Oh, oui. Oui. That was so frustrating. We were like 10 steps away from the boss. It is what it is, though. What can you do? But it's a good thing I did set extra time aside tonight to do an extra long stream, just because I'm going to need to do an extra long stream just to get through the Infinite Factory, unfortunately, because we have to replay it. And yeah, as I say... And the problem is now, the urge is to try to speedrun, and the odds that I will die and that it will actually be my fault if I do try to speedrun go up quite a lot. So I'm trying to, keep my chi harness, my brain like centered and functioning properly. And, just get it done. Just grind through it at a good pace, a steady pace, but a safe pace. And I guess that's always key, is learning what a safe pace is for different characters. But yes, as I was saying, so, I don't know, I couldn't claim to be, like, the best player of this game. And there's certainly things I don't know, and I'm kind of, like, picking up on as I go. And it's like, in some cases, there are definitely things that I was aware of, and it's just like, getting reminded of it, like, oh yeah, that's right, that comes out there, or you can break that, or pick this up here, just little things like, oh, that interaction works like that, yeah, I'd forgotten that. But... But as I say, when it comes to builds, I will 100% stand by it. I don't think anyone, at least anyone who is creating like accessible content for this game, like anyone who makes videos about it on YouTube or anything like that, 100%, they will not give you the builds that I will give you. If you want the best builds, this is the stream. If you want to understand how all the abilities work, how to fully min-max. Because you can just see the difference of like, it's like the other people who are playing the game are playing it with 4 players. There's no contest in terms of like, oh, I thought I had an ult there, that's so bad, but luckily we just absolutely spam the teleport attack. It's so nice. But yes, you know, you can see for yourself how much more stress tested the builds are in a solo playthrough. You know, you have a quarter of the damage sources, and you have and you take, is it 3 times as much? 4 times as much? I don't know. I'm terrible at math. You take a heck of a lot more aggro. Well, let's say you take a quarter of the aggro in a team, and you have 3/4 more sources of damage. You also have access to team-based buffs that get vastly more value because you're buffing 4 people instead of 1 person. Let's try to get in the middle of this group and just clean them out. Ooh, it's fabulous. Okay, beautiful. That's definitely going to be worth keeping. And we do need to look at gear because, unfortunately, using the save means we lose those drops, and we do have some nice ones. It's fine. We'll definitely get other stuff. And fabulous. Good example. Why is it telling me to talk to Angel? Didn't I just talk to him? Let's get rid of that exclamation mark just so it's not confusing me in future.
Is there something you need? Oh, Hi again. What can I do?
But yeah, I was saying it could be very fun to play a game like Rebels and just kind of say like, okay, I'm not going to climb unless I do silly things and learn to
credit.
To do them properly. That's probably worth holding on to for now. We can get that bonus skill point. Let's get back in there, grab that gear. Yeah, why not? Let's just keep that strong. Kind of leaning on it. And it's fabulous. We're not going to be able to use it, but when we can, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So in 3 levels, we're going to be getting a nice little power spike, which is good. And we just do that the easy way. Supreme. I believe this story of Supreme has been told previously. That's a lot of damage. Sure. Okay, hold on. I think yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Right. No worries, no worries. Being able to teleport. Definitely helps out. Now we can TP back.
Well,
2 more little sub areas, I think, and then the main area. And we're done skis, thankfully. The core has a very nice, simple layout where it's like it's a cross, and it's just like go to one end of the cross, you know, go into an area, complete the area, go to the other side, complete that area. I sometimes get a little bit lost in the individual area, in these specific areas that you go to, but usually it's not too bad. Just pop this so it's done. I'm gonna waste too much time with these guys. We can do a little bit of damage trading. Need to go talk to Agent Mackenzie. Oui. Voilà. Oh, to be playing Iceman, his ability to just parkour around maps is so good. Oh, merci beaucoup. Oh, oui, oui. Would be nice to be playing Iceman, or even someone who just had basic flight. I still need to do a Magneto playthrough. He has flight. Magneto has everything. He's so freaking good in this game. Like, he's not S tier because he's not actually broken. But, lord, if you were to delete the broken characters or somehow repair the things about them that are broken, I genuinely think Magneto might be the strongest character in the game, which makes sense, doesn't it? Like, although, I mean, I guess Phoenix would be if it were, like, lore accurate. Like, who else is there even? You know, there's, like, Omega mutants, but, like, you know, Phoenix is, like, a big old cosmic entity. But I'm pretty sure Magneto has, like, gone toe-to-toe with Phoenix in the past. He's not on that level, but, like, he's crazy OP. And that's just because I think he has a history of being a villain, right? When you're a villain, you need to be busted OP. Weirdly enough, unless you're like a Superman villain, and then it's like it's better to have like, you know, because like you're not going to outpunch Superman. You need to give him some kind of like moral dilemma or something.
You should have run away.
Sure. Auto targeting, please. I beg. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. And yeah, we're just gonna jump through, get it done. Not gonna try to get too bummed about that. Honestly, it's just one of those things of like, it shouldn't have happened, and I feel bad because, you know, there's a certain type of person that's just gonna say like, oh, well, you should have known that you can glitch through the floor there, you've got to eat that. And it's like, you know what? Nah. I'm not gonna accept dying to a random environmental where I literally just slide through a glitched floor tile and somehow fall off the map in a room where there are no visible, you know, ledges or pits. It's just outrageous. Okay, this is dangerous. We want to kite them back if we can. Pull them all together and then bonk, 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 bonk.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
And you get this work, get out of here. Break this. Nice thing about Divine Blades, even at level 1, it's really, really nice. So even if you are playing teleport build on Nightcrawler, you still have your level 1 Divine Blades. You can just loot really nicely, really comfortably. Easy game, easy life, as some would say.
Please forgive me for this.
But yeah, I think it would be a fun project to actually sit down and come up with a schedule of like, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. You know, it would probably be variable. Some days would be less, some days would be more of content just to do every day and be like, you know, okay.
coins.
And I don't know if you can tell how carefully I am trying to play around these pits, because I do not. I do not want to lose this one. Like, I don't know, I kind of really want to start a new, like, Warframe account in Warframe. Because I don't think anyone will want to watch me just, like, I don't know, grinding relics on my main. You know? It's just like, okay. Or doing... I mean, I guess level cap void fissures or something, but the thing is, then it's like, they may not even exist, you know, that fissure's random. So, you know, I don't even know what kind of content I would put out in Warframe. But I would like to, I don't know, maybe even do a really big project where it's like... Actually, that really is hype to me, the idea of like... So I just had a thought, and this is something that I considered a few days ago, where I was thinking... Okay, but if I did a series of like finishing Warframe first to last quest and all the grinding in between, that's a lot of hours gameplay, but doing it like the ABCs of Warframe, right? So the first thing I do is just go into the game and just buy a Warframe. You know, I just buy, you know, 500 Platinum or something, just get the Warframe from the market. And it's just like, okay, we literally just start with we start with Atlas. No grinding through to Jordaskala, like just have Atlas from like, you know, mission 1 on Earth, and just have to make it work, have to make a viable build, have to get him through every single quest. By the way, I am like an absolute Atlas freak. I love Atlas. Like, I do level cap runs with Atlas. He's my favorite Warframe. So that would be super exciting, though, just the fact that I know I get to start with Atlas. I know for a fact that Atlas kind of stinks until you invest a lot in him. Like, my Atlas build has, you know, 6 Tau Forged, you know, shards to increase his melee damage. You know, he has so many Prime mods, he has Umbra mods, he has Umbra Form, he's a Former out the wazoo, he's got, you know, 1,000 plat arcanes. The build on his punch is insane. You know, everything works in synergy, where you've got this like fully kitted out mower to give you shield gating, and then you give it overhealth every time you punch, and you just clear an entire room when you punch because you're punching with like Arcane Avenger and you're literally red critting on your punches. And then you have 6 Tau Forged Archon shards to massively enhance your crit damage. Like, you know, you just get to the point where you punch everything to death, and it's hilarious. I love him, but it's not going to be like that playing him as a new player. Like, you don't have energy economy. Oh, that's so much damage. Let's just get them out of here. Thank you. Goodbye. But yeah, you don't have the energy economy. You don't have like the range. Like the first thing what would I have to do is go do corrupted mods, look for efficiency mods, because that's going to be the first most important thing you go as a new player. Try to grind a Helminth, I guess, for Nourish. Nourish is so good on Atlas because it's free viral and extra energy. But yeah. Aha, nice. Alright, we got this. Let's go. Feels good. Kind of recapture some of that stolen progress. And as you can see, it's just a nice, very, very usable ability. You know, it's just press button, stuff dies. And it's great for these like big open rooms where there's just kind of little grubs everywhere. Just kind of press it until everything's dead. There you go. Yeah, Nightcrawling is one of those heroes in the game who just like, he kind of feels a little bit stronger than he is, just because, like, I don't think he has a bad skill. Like, even his normal teleport attack, like, if you fully max this thing and build into it, it will do a lot of damage. And as you can see, it is very spammable. And because it kind of pops you up and it's relatively safe to use, even though abilities that kind of only target one enemy at a time are never great, it's valid. You could clear the game with this ability. Because it has mastery and you have, because you're building into it, you're going to have teleport frenzy. You can get invisibility. So you can absolutely clear the game with teleport attack, and it's his worst ability. Divine Blades, we've been clearing the game with Divine Blades. It claps. It's really freaking good. The Bleed, a little bit less optimal for like clearing big ads, but honestly, the AoE on it is not that bad. If you were to fully build into this so that it genuinely just like one-tap stuff with the bleed damage, you just go through it, it's fine. Like look, it just kills him. Yeah, the closest thing Kurt actually has to bad abilities are his buffs. His buffs really stink. So his buffs are, let me show you. So actually, Leap of Faith is really good. And that's really nice to bring him with you on a group. If you max it out, it basically means that, you know, you can just save people from death. Quite handy. But yeah, so his buffs are this one, which is defense and attack. I've explained it before how these are meaningless stats. Speed is the ability that gives you defense and attack. Speed is a dump stat on literally every hero in the game. These are irrelevant. So, completely wasted, useless buff. This, in a group of 4, is potentially worth building into. But realistically, if you need energy economy, you bring Phoenix, you bring Scarlet Witch, you bring Bishop, and you don't have energy economy problems anymore. You do not bring, you don't bring Nightcrawler to fix your energy economy problems. Nightcrawler is one of the characters that you would bring them for to enable. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you bring like Nightcrawler, Toad, Phoenix, and you are absolutely cooking with gas because you have Toad buffing Nightcrawler's speed, which is huge, buffing his damage with Secretion, which is even more huge, and then you have Phoenix giving you both essentially free energy abilities, like energy abilities don't really cost energy, you know, and then you can have something like Pyro or a Bishop giving you a bunch of like energy damage or you know, fire damage on your attacks, and you'll just be one-shotting everything at super speed, and it won't cost you any energy. So when you start getting 4 heroes in your team in this game, all the challenge disappears from the game. And I will do a playthrough just to demonstrate it. I will do a playthrough where the AI gets to do everything. Because you can do that. You can have the game do your speed, your stats, even pick up your gear, and choose what gear you put on. You can literally, and all it does with your builds is it just kind of evenly distributes everything. So it'll just put a kind of points in everything, a few points in everything. And you know what? It doesn't even matter. You just use your buffs, bring the right team, and it makes no difference. You absolutely clap the game. Buffs in this game are monstrously powerful. Because you do have buffs that just like, okay, this one like effectively doubles your damage. Of all your melee heroes, or this one adds 50% more damage but also makes them attack 50% faster, so you know, things get out of control quickly. And then you have things where it's like, okay, well this just but yeah, as I was saying, so maybe I will do gearless, not gearless, but like everything AI distributed. It would be a good challenge run. And only play with what would be considered low-tier characters. But as I say, they're in team play, there are no low-tier characters. Like, Scarlet Witch is F-tier as a solo character, but she's actually, like, goated in a team because she can make all your damage free with no EP cost. And that alone is worth the price of admission. She doesn't need to do, she can literally just cast that buff and then just stand there. And she's getting massive value.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
But yeah, maybe I should spec into teleport just because I am genuinely like leaning on teleport frenzy anyway, so we need to break this. Oh no, I need to press a button first. Okay, this is a little bit dangerous. Let's just get rid of it nice and fast. The best way to mitigate damage is to kill the stuff that is capable of causing damage. This should be safe to just frenzy down.
I lack enough power for that.
But yeah, I do like the idea of doing that in Warframe.
Or
And the thing is, in Warframe, it doesn't. No matter how bad your Warframe is, you can just build them so that they don't die, and just kill everything with Zorus. So. But, you know, you gotta farm the Zorus, I guess. And if we. Okay, that's right. Release me, free me, yeah. But yeah, I would love to do that with Warframe. I think that would be a really cool stream, you know, like, I don't know, Warframe Wednesday. I do love Diablo. Like, Diablo is one of those games that, like, if I'm legitimately having a bad day, if I'm molding, if I'm, like, upset, if something is pissed with me, that game is just free dopamine.
You did a fine job of
But it's one of those things, like, you can't abuse it too much. Because I can just 100% promise you that, like, if, let's say, something else just happened and I just die in this room, even after that business with the floor. So imagine something happens, I just get melted by something and it's 100% my fault. You know, and it's literally just like a GG, goodbye, end of runs scenario. If that happened, I know for a fact I could go to the pits in Diablo, load up a loot diary stream, and just spend an hour looting the pits, and I promise you, something will make me smile. Put a big dumb smile on my big dumb face. It's always the way it works. But if I were to seriously grind the pits, like, you know, I'm gonna do 2 hours of pit grinding a day until I have some holy grail item like Crown of Ages or something. I don't even know if that can drop down there, but assuming it can. The pits ain't gonna be making you smile no more, you know? Unless you just get freakishly lucky and find that holy grail piece. But like, I get a big dumb smile on my face thinking about the holy grail items that I've found in that game, you know, even though it was months ago, you know. Just thinking about the fact that I found a wind force in a grandfather, like, big dumb smile on my big dumb face. And here we are, we're coming up on the bosses. We don't have any reason to go back to town to loot, to gear. Hopefully I do not slide through the floor and die for no reason.
should have run away.
I feel like I have done this in the wrong order. But it's fine. Yeah, I think I have to go back for some other content, but that's okay. But yeah, so, you know, I could do like...
Forgive me.
You know, do a day where I just like farm stony tombs in the pit, or, you know, work on a character or something. Just chill, like super chill Diablo stream. The thing is, like, if I know in advance, like, the content that I want to create, then I can,
I wish I hadn't had.
you know, I can kind of, like, pre-make, like, thumbnail templates and things like that, and just, like, everything will, like, just look nicer and just generally be better, and I can start to kind of standardize the presentation or, like, the intros, and I just feel like everything will just be nicer if it's like a proper schedule, but the problem is, like, as I said, I can't lean entirely into this game for a whole schedule. Damn, this guy.
Sorry, my friends.
Okay, I don't think there's any reason to go back to this corner. In fact, where was the room I died? It was right near a waypoint. EP potion, please. Alright, wasted a decent amount of time in here, but oh, there we go. EP potion. You know, at least I haven't slid through the map and died. I'm back here. Now the doors should actually open. Shouldn't be a problem at all with Teleport Frenzy. We just clear it out nicely.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Yeah, at this point, Divine Blades definitely stronger than Teleport Frenzy, but just like clearing ads. No reason to actually grab that, but we'll grab it all the same, just because it's there. We also have it. But yeah, so Diablo I think would be good. Frame I think would be good.
Sorry, my friends.
Luckily, we can just beat that guy. And I think central processing. So this is actually where I slid off the map. So I don't see any pit there. This was just like a straight up bug. I am very, very glad I was not gaslighting myself. I didn't think I was. I have played this game a lot.
Wish I hadn't had to do that.
Anyway, let's bring Portal back. I'm very glad. I'm so glad. It's like, you know when you just doubting your sanity? You just need that, like, concrete proof that something you saw was something you saw. There's so many, like, it's crazy to think about it, but, like, so many times in life, like, you never get that confirmation moment. It's like, no wonder people have, you know, confidence problems and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you know, in real life, you can't just, like, wind back the stream and think, okay, am I crazy? Am I coping? But I do think on a stream, you just have to accept it. Like, you know, if it's there. Like, someone was watching when I actually died as Juggernaut, and they were saying, you know, well, that's not really a fair death, you shouldn't just eat that. And I already knew that if I were to go back and review what actually happened, it's not going to look like a bug or anything to me. Like, to me, I knew it was an interaction that could occur. It wasn't something that the game just, like, ass-pulled. It was genuinely, like, I was not playing safe around something that I know can kill me. And what I had done was I thought I could just smash into it with an ability called Bull Rush that hard CC stuff and knocks it down. So my thought was, okay, well, I just Bull Rush into it, smash it down, and then it's not going to CC me. Well, what happened was I Bull Rushed right into its CC ability. The CC ability kind of popped me up. Almost bunny hopped me up into the air. I can't remember if I... Wait, no, I didn't. I had a portal and I didn't go through it. I'm just being completely insane. But yes, anyway, so it kind of bunny hopped me up, and then just something about the interaction caused my charge, which had been charging towards the guy, to just kind of flip direction. And because I was bunny hopped up, I charged over a rail into a ledge. So, like, let's say, like, over this rail. Where it's like, I'm charging towards a guy here, he CCs me, it bunny hops me up, it turns my direction this way, and because I'm using a movement ability and I'm going super fast, I just, like, fly off the edge. And I know that that can happen in the game. I know. I was banking on hitting him and CCing him before he CC'd me. That was the plan. It didn't work.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
And we are going to be so safe. So safe here. Because like I said, it's like, alright, I'm not wearing that death. You know, we all saw it. I went back and reviewed it. Anyone else who cares to can do that. We even checked the spot on the floor. Like, is there a pit there? Like, if it was here, if I had slid back this way, you know what I mean? Like, if there was something like a pit like that, that I just, a little corner of it I couldn't see or something, then that's different. I would just accept that. But as I say, I physically went back and reviewed it. I backtracked to the same location to double check to make sure everything I saw on my camera was true, and I know. So I'm very happy, very confident in that decision, but still very frustrating that it happened. And the last thing I want now is to actually eat a real death and just have to accept that the run is tanked, because, as I say, I really do want to complete this run. Losing Jugs really hurt, because we never even got to his non-leveling build. We were kinda just starting to unlock it. But at some point I'll come back to Juggernaut, you know, it has to be done. My plan is to do every character in this game, and then do them all like on a hard start. Alright, I'm good on extremes, I'm good on potions. This area is dangerous, but I'm not going to be grabbing anything amazing before going there that's going to make it not dangerous, so no reason to delay it. Let's just loot these side rooms and then get in there. And yeah, so the main danger of this boss fight is just I don't know if you can actually see them when you come around this way. Yeah, so these things, these are kind of like, so this game has destructible terrain. They count as a kind of destructible terrain piece. For some reason, that means that certain abilities break them and certain abilities just don't do damage to them. Some characters have a very, very difficult time breaking those. And those characters will tend to struggle a lot in this boss fight because the enemies that spawn out of them, a couple of them can hard CC and stun lock you to death, just like in the Mikhail fight. But of course, even when you kill them, they're not gone, so you have to then break the thing that spawns them out. Anyway, we're gonna get in there. We've got Master Chaos. I don't have anything to worry about realistically because we just. But you'll see. So yeah, Iceman is the dangerous one. But as you can see, Storm can also stun you. And it's the combination of those two stuns together that can be very dangerous. But as you can see, that's the killer. That's the thing that's going to absolutely wreck you. And he's merciless with it. And it keeps you slowed for so long. It's absolutely devastating. But as you can see, Teleport Frenzy, Master Chaos, Divine Blades, we get through it. I wasn't ever particularly worried. This is actually one of the only boss fights in the game now that Kurt can't just like press a button and make the entire fight disappear, But you know what? We're only an hour and a half. Maybe we'll just push on and do at least some of the Magi Temple. But then the problem is if I do that.
Can't thank you and well you have come.
The problem is if I do that, then I don't really have enough for an episode tomorrow. But I guess I can split it over Act 3 and Act 4. Maybe just go do the perimeter platforms or something. It's doable. I mean, I was going to do a stream for 2 hours today. Alright, hold on. Pardon me for just a moment. I'm going to check something. I don't normally stream this long, so there are kind of things I need to take a look at. Sorry about that. So yeah, we might as well just do a half an hour of the Magi Temple.
I just received Emma's to reach.
I should be able to just go straight there. I shouldn't have to actually get the briefing, but we'll see. Yeah.
Watch yourselves. This place looks like something from an old black and white horror movie. And don't forget
About a good you'll do here.
Now this one is pretty linear. It's pretty simple. It's just a little bit grindy. So, actually, hold on. Didn't we say we had gear at level 30? Yes, we do. Fabulous. Okay, so that's fantastic. That means that this will probably want to be energy damage now, and this can just go ahead and swap to that. Not a great upgrade, but still an upgrade all the same. And we should kind of be sitting pretty for damage now. Extra Master Chaos, always good. Yeah, we still can't put an extra on Teleport Frenzy, so no reason to mess around with that. Let's see how the damage is. Now we have this thing here. And hounds are the most dangerous thing for Nightcrawler. Just because of the way slow interacts with Teleport Frenzy, you stay stuck in the Teleport Frenzy for so long, it very, 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 very easily get you killed. Extremely dangerous. But we have Divine Blades.
Sometimes it's too much.
And if you were to come back through this on a hard start, you can get gear that gives you cannot be slowed. So that will definitely make your game a lot easier. I need to trim my mustache. It's really bugging me. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but when things get too long, very, very conscious of it. Just like brushing your lip and stuff, especially gets in the way, like when you
Enjoy yourself.
honestly, Teleport Frenzy probably would have been very safe for that, but that's okay. We did see Incredible, but we just drop another Master of Chaos. And always good items in the Magi Temple. Really good items. The number of matches I've finished, particularly as a solo, or but even as a group, the number of times where like people are still wearing equipment that we picked up in Act 3, either Infinite Factory Core or Magi Temple, and you know someone's going to be wearing equipment that they picked up there, even in Act 5. Some of the stuff you get is so good. Like when you get a rare that has both physical and elemental damage, it's very, very hard to replace. Or if your character is like a caster, then if you get a rare that does, you know, 2 types of elemental damage, it's very hard to replace. Because you have the advantage of just like multiple channels of damage on the same piece. And particularly for melee characters, it's so strong. The stacking benefits of having both ranged and having both non-physical and physical damage, really, really significant. Casters who can benefit from that as well benefit from it in a very strong way. Actually, no, maybe I can't. But either way, it's good to have different types of damage on your gear because stuff does have distances and immunities. And if you have physical and non-physical on your character who does physical, if they have skills that multiply the base attack damage, then the combination of things is extremely strong because it's going to increase your base attack damage, usually by like, you know, at least, let's say 50%. So that means now your increased 50% damage is going to be multiplied by, let's say, I don't know, 500% or something by your attack skill, right? So the 50 and the 500 are now multiplicative, increase. But then the total number gets bonus mental damage based on the amount of focus you have, and that will be so gear benefits from, like, non-physical damage benefits from that, I believe. Anyway, the bottom line is, I just know from personal experience that if you're a melee character and you have 2 pieces of gear that give you additional melee damage, if you have a decent focus score, you're actually better off having 1 piece of gear that gives you non-physical damage, and that will actually give you better returns than just having 3 pieces of physical damage gear. But what you can then do, the ultimate solution, is to have both on the same item. And when you do that, when you actually have genuine end-game items on the melee characters, their damage is very, very hard, very hard. Almost impossible, particularly something like Kurt. Kurt with just end-game gear, he just kills. He just uses his ult on anything, and it just dies. Unless it has, like, multiple phases or something. I did not mean to press that. That was crazy.
I hadn't had to do that.
As you can see, like, there is synergy between a lot of his gear, and this is where you actually, like, when I said it would be fun to do like a challenge run, there wouldn't even be a challenge run, of just like letting the AI distribute all your stats and everything. It's like the characters, like, particularly at high level, particularly when you play through on hard for your second playthrough. When you kind of have a few skill points in everything, it's super fun because you can do stuff like, oh, okay, I'm going to stun this guy and now I'm going to hit him with a bleed, and then he's stunned while he's bleeding, and blah, blah, blah. Like, none of it is optimal, but it just opens up all these, like, nice little, like, things you can do. And, you know, it's one of those things that's, like, it's so obvious. Like, if your character has multiple ways to enhance their damage through passives, the last thing you want to be doing is, like, stacking multiple passive. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know how, like, you have the barbarian, like, masteries in Diablo 2? It's like the last thing you want to do is to have a barbarian that has multiple masteries. Just stick one and stick to that. That's kind of how you do it in this game. It's like, okay, you don't want to have teleport mastery and soul mastery. Just focus on one to the exclusion of the other. Min-max. But in a team, there is some value to not min-maxing, because it's like, who cares if you only have a few points in Sword Mastery and a few points in Divine Blades and a few points in Teleport Frenzy and a few points in Teleport Mastery. You know, when you have things like Secretion or Elemental Damage bonuses from someone else, when you don't have to worry about the EP cost, you just kill everything anyway. The damage is there, so you just pick the damage skill that will be best for the situation you're in. So if you just want to cut through a bunch of ads, Divine Blades is great. If you want to stun stuff, Teleport Frenzy. If you want to close distance quickly, Teleport Attack. If you want to apply DOTs, you have Piercing Strike. So, you know, you kind of have a full toolbox, and, you know, because the game, because you have 4 people, it's like none of your tools are blunt. Whereas if you're trying to play with a full toolbox as a solo, your tools are all going to feel extremely weak, and even if it's like the optimal tool for the job, it's just not strong enough to do the job. You're better off using a less optimal but more powerful tool and just brute forcing it. That's why you kind of min-max when you're playing solo. Because you have no one to help you, you know.
Enjoy this small victory.
Enjoy this small victim. Oh. Zeke. Freaking hounds. Hey, thank you. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped about actually setting up like a proper stream schedule. And you know what, if I do it for like 3 months and like I still don't have any viewers, even if it's literally just like 3 or 4 people, then you know, I don't know, maybe I'll do something else. I'll probably always stream because it's just games I don't like to play if I'm not streaming. There's just something about having not even an audience, because like sometimes I'll literally have 0 views on the stream and that's totally fine by me. It's just the thought that like someone could just pop in. I've got a reason to kind of just yap and talk about what I'm doing. Like this is so boring if I just do it by myself. No point. I know it's winnable. But doing it like this, I feel like I'm showing someone, and that, you know, if I do every character, then I feel like I'm creating a record of it. And
Please, forgive me for that.
where was breakdance? And as you can see, damage 100% just solves all your problems. And Kurt just has such a nice spread of damage abilities. But even when you do lean in and you fully min-max into one specific ability, by the time you do, you know, like Teleport Frenzy will be hitting 4 people and it will pretty much be one-shotting everything it hits, so it actually does become not necessarily as optimal, clear as Divine Blades, but competitive with other advantages. Here we just want to nuke them very quickly because they can res, are dangerous. Now we're going to quickly pop back. Sell some gear. I don't know how I always manage to go to the wrong side. I just do, I'm so bad.
Hi again. What can I get?
Yeah.
You won't find better prices anywhere else.
Well, there's no point holding on to amazing when we're already wearing fabulous. That could potentially be worth running, but I don't think so. Likewise. It's already better. No reason to hold on to that. Training. We're not at the point now where we're going to redistribute the Teleport Frenzy. We will get there. Let's make sure. We do our skill. Okay, alright. Yeah, see, it's still only 2 attacks. That's the problem. We're going to need like 1 and then another level to get it to 3. And that's just the breaks when you're playing with a build like this. The good thing about Code is like you're not weak while you're doing it. If he didn't have such a strong leveling build, like he could have a really terrible early game, but And just whomping me straight through the door. I think you can teleport in there, but I can't see what's in there. I don't know what auras are in there or anything, so I just don't want to smoke. Just be safe. We gotta kill this guy first, so he doesn't res. Just get through it nice and easy. Yeah. It might even just be worth finishing this. I don't know.
Please, forgive me for that.
Isn't that much more? And I don't necessarily need to speed run, but I can just kind of play aggressive and like really lean on my resources and particularly energy, because I can always just go buy more energy. So many guys now that can res, we just want.
You should have run away.
Now we can go back. Unfortunately, I don't have an alt. Will this actually be faster if I can? I realistically need like one more point in teleport for it to be particularly useful as a movement ability, but it is what it is.
Enjoy yourself.
That's good. Good extreme.
No.
No! 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 This is kind of a transitionary area. When we get through here, we still have 2 more altars, I think. And they are in pretty big areas. Which direction am I actually going? Okay, this way. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be playing Iceman right now. Just to be able to zoom back through this long corridor. It's not too bad, honestly. Teleport's not too bad. I'd rather have teleport than just walk. Though I would probably rather have something like secretion that just makes me walk faster.
Enjoy your slumber.
I keep using the bleed when what I actually want to use is the normal teleport attack. So the normal teleport attack is good just because it costs basically no EP, so we just spam it to kill stuff quick when it's just like not It's good, we have extreme. You know, as long as I have at least 1 extreme, I'm comfortable like pushing. And 2 is just like extra super safe. Now here we're gonna try to just kind of avoid these guys if we can. They tend to sort of run around and just be nuisances, so hopefully. Yeah, hopefully we can.
You should have run away.
Yeah, we don't exactly ignore them, but we kind of just like kill them in our own time. We don't need to worry about them swarming us or dogpiling us or anything. Still, definitely the best music, 100% in this act. This particular quest. Absolute chef's kiss. Way better, more epic than any other music. And now they want to smoke,
I
that's
wish
good.
I hadn't had to do this.
And there's a lot of them. You know what? If he's just passing through, we're just passing through. I don't mind. I'm good. Alright. So we have this area here, and then these two side areas. Oof, can't use teleports in my hands. Gotta get that straight in my head. And get me killed. And that means that I just have to be careful using it in general because
I enjoy
you
this.
don't necessarily know when you're going to run into hounds. Epic music incoming.
Sometimes yeah, my powers grow in strength.
Now here I can actually just teleport over there, but I don't really see any reason to. We do actually want to kill the enemies in here because
You have no hope.
we actually still need to level up. It's nice being able to teleport straight into the casters though.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Beat hounds, very tanky.
Your life.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
It's fine when there's one. In fact, it's safer to teleport Frenzy them because it stuns them. But only when there's one.
wish I hadn't had to do that. Come forth and meet your death.
You know, a game that could be fun to try would be maybe do some challenge runs in would be something like Fallout Tactics, which is it's a genuinely brutally hard game if you crank the difficulty up all the way. But there's a lot of room in it for challenge runs. Like,
Sorry, mein Freund.
you know, you could do small guns only, big guns only, melee only. Okay, so where haven't I been here? It's just that one little room. Haven't I not? I'm kind of annoyed with myself that I didn't just teleport over there from the start. It is what it is.
You have no hope.
Please, forgive me for that.
Yeah, it's just to come in here for the... Yeah, this thing. Data disk, which I'm not even sure if there's much point grabbing it. But there'll be some enemies in here. Sure.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Flee while you can.
Seize the non-believers!
You should have run away.
And we might try... You can't really, like, speedrun this area because hounds are too dangerous to ignore and kite. If you do start kiting a big mob and you get slowed even once, then you can very easily die. So you have to literally kite them perfectly, and we don't. If you had mobility, maybe you could risk it, but teleport's a little bit too janky to 100% trust your life to. Like, sometimes it can save your life, but you don't want to kind of
I wish I hadn't.
go in treating it like an escape. So yeah, this area actually a little bit hard to speedrun, and also because you do just have to RNG the fake altars.
Sorry, mein
And
Freund.
he just came out of nowhere. Super dangerous. Hide is good, but let's go sell. I am not going to the wrong side this time. I refuse. Utterly refuse. There we go. We've learned. We have leveled up, we have evolved in the space
Hi
of this
again.
video.
What can I get? There's a lot to choose from, huh?
Beautiful. Good resources. No reason to buy anything. Let's get back in there and keep pushing. You know, I can definitely finish this act up. I was hoping to finish this act in this stream, so it's nice.
Priests, defend me.
Usually some big hound mobs in the middle here, but I think we might have kited most of them. Yeah, this is gonna go. See if we can just pull them together.
I wish I had to do that.
Love it. Like this. And I like to just go around the outside, not crisscross it, not try to do anything fancy. We're just gonna go do them one at a time. One of them's gonna be real. And as far as I know, there isn't any trick or cheat or any way to know in advance. You can't just go back to the same one that you went to last time. And there is a data disk or something over the other side of that chasm, but we can't fly, so we can't get it. Just gonna count it. Yeah, there we go.
Seize the non-believers.
Local frenzy. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. And we just book it out of here. There is a homing beacon that I'm missing, but it's fine. And not sweating the beacons. And it should be like straight up from this. Yeah, 100%.
I wish I hadn't had to do that.
Congratulations.
Break some of these, very nice. Let's go. There should be, yes, a little side door for us. These nice little side doors to kind of teleport you back. Very helpful, but also potentially some dangerous mobs in here. Nothing this time, but it can get pretty rough. I gotta think about writing a story for a competition as well.
Enjoy yourself.
Throwing that out there like anyone cares, but it's what it is. I have to write it from the perspective of someone who wasn't present for the events. And that always just makes me think of doing something like in horror, Lovecraft sort of style, where you have a person, you know, relating something terrible that happened to them, you know, to the narrator who wasn't involved, but is kind of getting the story from them somehow. You know.
Go no further.
Go no further.
I wish I hadn't had to
Anyway,
do that.
last area here. Relatively
I I require more energy.
Yeah, look how slow his EP regen is. So terrible. It's just like this is this is Kurt's weakness as a character. It's just how much you have to pump focus. It is not ideal at all, but so potions of all. You know, one nice thing about doing this, and this is the only thing that will be different about that you benefit from when you play the game solo, and that's that all the resources are yours. So you're stacked on items compared to your team, but it's like, if you think about it, it's like every bit of power that is giving you, it's still giving someone in the team, but then there's like, so it's like, okay, if you're playing solo and you have 3 good pieces of gear, then you're fully kitted as far as your gear is concerned, right? At least assuming those 3 good pieces are like appropriate to your level, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're fully kitted as far as your gear is concerned. But it's the same. It's the same if you're in 4 people and you have 1 person fully kitted. They're getting as much of a power spike. The thing that is genuinely advantageous, well, kind of, it's not even advantageous, but it's compensatory, is that the same amount of gear is going to drop, the same amount of potions are going to drop, the same amount of extreme tokens are going to drop. And in a team, they're shared amongst 4 people, with you, only you use them. So, you know, you can use your extremes, like, let me give you one example, okay? When you play this game with a team, I would never put a point in Magneto's extreme. Complete waste of time. Because while it can clear a screen, and that's nice, he can basically clear a screen with like 2 throws of a normal ability. And someone else on your team, I promise you, can make better use of that extreme token. Even just giving it to, I don't know, give it to Bishop, so now you don't cost any energy to throw that ability that clears screens. You just throw that, just eat it. Yeah.
You'll go no further.
That's a way better use of the token. So, you know, but if you were playing Magneto solo, of course you use them, because that's a whole resource that you wouldn't be able to make use of either way. Even if it only did what an ability that costs energy can do, nothing more special, there will still be times when you have extreme tokens and no energy, or where you need to break something like an energy sucking enemy, EP draining enemy, or there's an EP draining trap or something like that, and you need an ability to just break it instantly. Over.
I wish I hadn't had to do that.
Be able to get rid of that guy. Yeah, so there's an EP sucking enemy. Well, you just kill him with your extreme. Makes your life a lot easier. You don't have the extreme. You're missing out on options.
You'll go no further.
No further. Wow.
Please, forgive me for that.
And if you don't want it, that's fine. Live with the level. Jason.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
I have failed the master.
I have failed the master. Yeah, you have. You died. You suck. He needs better employees.
That's
do.
Ah! Ah, what is that? I don't know. A game I kind of would like to do some challenge runs of would be something like Baldur's Gate, but like, I'm gonna be real with you, like, that game is a challenge run when you actually crank the difficulty because like, even if you play everything as min-max as possible, it will absolutely squeeze you. It's a brutally hard game. But that doesn't really leave much fun for like off-meta challenges and stuff like that. So if I were just gonna play it on like core rules, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of challenges would be fun. If we were to do a challenge like, you know, cleric only party or thief only party or rogue only party. But then it's like,
Forgive me for that.
what would be the right difficulty level for that? There's always potentially going to be things in the game that you just can't do. Like if you were to do like a cleric only party, like well then you just there's areas in the game you just cannot deal with because of traps. Traps will just kill people, and you have no way of disabling them. So there's things like that. The game is kind of supposed to be done with a balanced party, but
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
I think you could definitely do a thief-only run of Baldur's Gate 2. Thieves are really broken in Baldur's Gate 2. And also, if I'm assuming this is like thief-only, then you're only going to get thief NPCs. Most of the thief NPCs in that game are actually like mage thieves, and 2 of them are dual class, so like their thief skills, aside from allowing them to like carry a short bow and, you know, do a little bit of tick damage and, you know, have some extra equipment options, basically,
You should.
it doesn't really, like, they're essentially mages, so, you know, you're going to be playing that game. The only thing you're not going to have is a priest, but you can always just make your PC a cleric thief, so cleric thief is a really clunky class, and I would hate to have that as my PC, because the PC basically going to suck then, but I mean, I don't know. Anyway, if I were to do like a rogue only run of that game, it's very doable because there's an NPC who's a blade, so he's kind of decent frontline DPS, has a little bit of magic, has some of the best high level abilities in the game. There's a bounty hunter thief who can set traps. Traps are so busted in that game. There's a mage thief who can set traps. Again, traps are so busted. You're basically just going to be killing everything with traps and magic. And maybe a backstab or two.
What an excellent opportunity to put Miss Frost's training to use.
Alright, here we are. We are at the boss fight. 13 EP potions, probably not enough. Let's just be safe. Just make sure we're fully stacked up. I'm not too worried about the extremes. As always, having done this fight before, you guys have seen me do this fight before. The only difficult part is the early spam with the loads of stepping cuckoos, because they can change CC you. It can get a little bit frustrating.
Hi again. What can I get you?
The damage usually should not be too dangerous though.
You won't find better prices anywhere else.
Lovely. And we're about to wrap this up. 2 hours, 15 minutes. I was planning to stream for about 2 hours anyway, so it hasn't actually been that bad. Assuming I don't die here, which I shouldn't. Maybe we can get that extreme token. We're not gonna get 3 extreme tokens from like 2 barrels, but could get one. Could get one little pie slice, would be nice, no?
Are these the ones with MBS? Can you Miss Frost? You really? Yes, no.
Yeah.
You really try your best. You didn't really hurt us. You didn't really
So the really nice thing about your teleport abilities is that they basically ignore the fake cuckoos, so it makes picking off the real ones very, very easy. Yeah, let's grab that extreme. And the stun, as you can see, is just really nice. Yeah, okay. No. So this guy has phases. You can't just one-shot him. You have to go break this and kill the Steppy Cuckoo, but as you can see, that's not exactly that challenging. And... oh, he iframed it. Oh shit. Okay, that's fine. You can do that.
Enjoy.
As you can see, even just regular old Teleport Frenzy kind of claps bosses. Alright, so this time we're going to make sure he doesn't have too many minions around. And then...
Now I can defeat any evil on earth.
Alright, clear out the ads, and... bada bing, bada boom. We're done. And yeah, the one thing you don't worry about in boss fights is boss fights when you're playing Nightcrawler. He just destroys bosses. He's very, very good at it. And that's that. That's Act 3 done. So might as well save, go straight to Act 4, and hopefully my game doesn't crash. That's why I save. Otherwise, I would never save if I could just save Act 1, you know, but obviously I have to save at the end of the stream so I can continue my progress. But let's chat with Grace. Yes. And we are done here. Let us continue. Next episode, we'll do New York. Hopefully, get it done in one. That would be great. And I'm gonna, yeah, just quickly print screen that, hopefully get a nice little screenshot for tomorrow.
Welcome to my home. No doubt I can own those agree.
And we shall...
Greetings, X-Man.
greetings,
Well,
X-Man.
quite right. If you'd like, you're quite.
Alright, chat with Moira, so we're gonna have to come back here.
Well, we made it back.
I thought I would have a bunch of gear, but nope, I must have sold it all recently. We are getting
Luckily,
close
size fits all.
to wanting this. We're not quite there yet, though. Next, level 37, we will. And that's looking good there. So what we can actually do to close this episode out is we'll go to the qualifying exam, which will be super fast because we have 2 extreme tokens and we clap bosses pretty quickly. Let's see, where's my firstborn? There we go.
Nightcrawler.
Pardon me, get the heck out of here, Bishop.
The course is now active. Good luck.
Blue. And
Qualifying exam has been completed.
It's one.
Grade?
It's literally a one shot now. He's so broke. I mean, come on, look at that. We don't even have teleport mastery. Like if we had all these points in teleport mastery, it's going to be like another 35% damage and extra, and it's like, you know, doubling the crit chance and just blah blah. Like it just gets so busted. Anyway, there's a bonus skill point, which is nice. Probably chuck it into. Honestly, yeah, this is getting pretty good. Like this is just good. Like it's just flat. It's just melee damage reduction. But once you do go into your full teleport build, you kind of spec out of that and you use Disappearing Act to mitigate damage instead. Because Disappearing Act helps you against ranged enemies, and that doesn't. And ranged enemies are the stuff that will kill you 9 times out of 10. Anyway, thanks to anyone who did tune in. Thanks to anyone who was spectating. I see we do actually have a viewer, which is cool. Pardon me. I just kind of alt-tab by accident, but I was going to put it back to the screen anyway, so we're going to go with our ending screen, and then I'm going to take off. Loading! Ready! I shall be back tomorrow. We'll continue. We'll get through Act 4. Act 4 will be a one and done, I think, unless something goes terribly wrong and we die, but I'm not planning on it. So until then, yeah, take care.